I would like to hear your people, if they want to weigh in, is what responsibility they think providers have in any situation to say when enough is enough. Hi, I'm Shannon. I help women navigate the world of business. I'm from New Jersey. I say water funny and coffee, according to my kids.
I'm Rhonda. I own a retail store. 2 years in, and I still question my sanity. But ultimately, I love it. One of the biggest things I've learned is kind of navigating the world of business, and that's where Shannon and I come together to talk about.
Figure it all out.
Yep.
Now let's talk about, I want to talk about your sugar eating. Okay. Before we started this podcast, we were waiting and
I'm raising my hand.
making Rhonda coffee. You having coffee?
Coffee.
Okay. And we had those little sugar cubes and a little pink box where you open it,
Yeah.
and you were eating them.
Yeah.
Like a snack.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I done that.
Yeah. Okay, so the story is, I love the sugar cubes. It brings me back to my childhood because my mom and dad, mostly my mom, entertained every weekend. And so we would set the table, and one of them was this beautiful dish of the sugar cubes. They were what we'd call trending back then. It wasn't loose sugar with a spoon. It was the sugar cubes.
Yeah, the little
And as a kid, you're
cubes.
told not to eat all the food before company comes, right?
Of course.
But we could always reach in there and get the sugar cube, and nobody would miss it. And so I learned
How many
that,
would you eat? Like you just pop them in?
no, I mean, probably like you would kind of sneak it. Like
Okay,
that
so that was like
you'd
the
put it in your
treat.
mouth and you'd kind of lightly crunch on it, and you just loved it. You got this sugar high. I love my sugar highs. And then you might sneak another one. Maybe when you're putting all of the food away and the dishes away at the end of the evening, you might sneak another one.
You know what I used to sneak out of the refrigerator? This is gross. Ground beef, raw ground beef.
What?
Yeah. Oh no, it's good.
Really?
I would take little pieces. My mom would be making hamburgers for dinner, and I would sneak the raw ground beef and eat it. It's gross. I would never do that now. It's disgusting. But I remember being like, oh. And then do you remember the
you
white
a
bread, and
vampire?
you used to take off the crust and
Yes.
roll it up in a ball and put some sugar on it and eat those?
No, I never did that, but I know people that did.
Always. Well, but back in the caveman days when we grew up, the caveman days. Think of all the crappy ass shit food that was in the house. Like, I mean, we ate good food because we sat down for meals.
Yes.
You know, and you
Us
had the
too.
chicken and the rice and the broccoli.
Yep.
But then there was a period of time, and I don't know if it was in the 80s or whatever, where the processed food
Came in.
Boom.
It did, boom.
Came in, and it was exciting.
Margarine became better than butter.
Oh, I mean, does margarine still exist?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does?
And
it was
older
nasty.
people, this is interesting. Typically, older people like margarine because it's easy to spread. So there was this marketing out there that you couldn't leave butter out on the counter because it would go bad. So then people start...
But that's not true, is
That's
it?
not true.
No.
So people started refrigerating the butter, but then they couldn't spread it. Oh, those people who made that marketing are bad, bad people.
The freaking food pyramid is bullshit. Who the fuck needs, 13 grains a day? Like, think about
We're
the
like,
food
stay
pyramid.
away from them grains.
Right? The food pyramid is bullshit.
I know.
The no fat, no carb, bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Just don't eat processed food and you'll be fine. Like, if you don't eat food that is... What is it, 4 ingredients? This is what we've been doing at
Yes.
home for the last month and a half.
Okay.
If there's more 4 ingredients, and I don't know what those are, we're not putting it. We're not doing it.
That's a good
Except for
rule
my
of
Red Bull. I'm going to hide that right now. I'll just put this over here because I can't let that go. But
I'm a sugar addict, so...
Are you?
I am. Okay, so I have recognized in myself that I get really stressed during the day because I have so much on my plate, which I put there, by the way. I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, I'd like to, but so in order to keep going, I grab for sugar. So before I opened the retail store, I worked from home, and we sold online, and we blogged, and we influenced and all things. But I always had time to take a little nap in the afternoon. It was my go-to, is how I recharged. But I can't do that anymore. So I get the afternoon
You're a
slump.
napper?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I am not a napper.
10-minute nap and I am good to go. I have taken a nap in Disneyland on a bridge.
Oh my God.
For literally probably 30 seconds, but it was enough that it got me through till midnight, till it closed, because I was exhausted and I was like, I'm just going to stand here. So I squatted down amongst everybody standing there and I just nodded off.
Well, that's
awesome.
but that's okay. First of all, did you hear what she just said? On a bridge in Disneyland, she squatted down and nodded off for 30 seconds. What? How do you do that? You can do that?
Yeah, you can train yourself to nap. And it was so interesting. My mother-in-law talked about it. I remember her saying that she was standing in the kitchen and she just took a nap standing with her head against the upper cabinet in the bar area. She just leaned her head up there and just took a little nap. And I thought that was the weirdest thing when she said that. And then as I got older, I realized what she meant. The older we get, I'm exhausted. Right? And I'm like...
Are you physically exhausted? You're mentally exhausted.
Yeah, more mentally. Yeah. But I mean, I get up early. And from the moment I get up, until lately, my girls are... I have 7 kids, and then the 3 girls...
I thought you had 6.
No, 7.
Are you sure?
They keep growing.
Every time I talk to you, I feel like you add one on the back end.
I would love to add more. You know, it's like...
Would you?
Well, there's this guy, Clark County Connect.
This sounds...
And he's 26.
I would love to have more. So now you're looking for a 26-year-old to add more with?
I'm just going to adopt him as my own. He's one of my boys' age. And he comes out and he does videotape of the store because I hired him to cover us on Instagram. And he's great.
He is great.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. So he comes out once a week now for a little while. I mean, he's not going to want me to hire him full time. I want to. But anyways... I'm like, I could adopt him. He could just come over for family dinners.
I was saying this last week because I have one left at home. Okay. And he's 17, and he literally doesn't need me unless he needs something. And it's heartbreaking to me. Yes. I didn't feel like this with my other kids. Maybe it's because I had kids still coming, and I know he's leaving. And his big thing is he's going to go. He wants to move to Japan. He's got his whole life planned out. He's whatever. And I was saying the other day, maybe I should foster some kids because. But what? Why? Because
I think my whole life in our circle, we as mothers, we're like little hens, and I think a lot of us. I mean, this isn't for every woman for sure, but I'm used to people in my space and visiting, and that
I hate. It's empty in my house now. I got one left, and I'm like, there's no part of me that wants to ever retire or be an empty nester. I'm sure I will be, but I don't want to.
Well, growing up,
what would I do?
I don't know. You need to adopt some peeps, and there's people to adopt because.
But then I'll be annoyed. I have to drive them all the places.
I'm like, So growing up, I had the next door neighbor lady. She became my grandmother, and you could tell, and it wasn't a true grandmother connection, but it was comfortable enough. We'd go after school, and she'd give us one cookie. And
just one, not two. There should be 2.
She wasn't the best grandma. Because we really wanted more cookies. And I'm the grandma that would be like, you want 2 cookies? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, you want 3? Yeah, let's do that. Because you know what? I can do that because I'm a grandma.
Right.
But I see the value in it. There's just like people.
We are a community. We're tribal.
We are tribal.
We are tribal. So. And in being tribal, having a lot of people means people have different skill sets to make sure you survive.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So that's in our nature. And we've gotten away from that a lot with looking at our phones and looking at our screens. And I do it. Even when I work out, I watch something.
I don't blame you.
You know? Oh, we were talking, we watched that... Uglies this morning. I watched that Uglies where the whole society when you're 16, you get to go in this thing and you turn beautiful. And they call the people who aren't there yet Uglies. Horrific. And it's from McGee, and it's a whole take on society. But then the pretties are stupid and it
So
was a lot.
It's taking society and giving it the extreme view.
The extreme view. The pretties were the bad guys, the uglies were the good guys, and the uglies who didn't want to turn pretty, they were the good guys. It's very basic. You know, pretty people aren't bad guys, ugly people aren't good guys. There's nothing, as we were talking about before, you know, it is scientifically proven that things like Botox that lift your eyes or things that make your face less tired looking, less frowny looking is good for you
And that is why makeup
neurologically.
sales and all those eye patches are exploding in sales because we want to look good to feel good.
Feel good to play good to win. Coach Hayes.
Nice.
Coach Hayes quote.
I like it.
I like it
it's
too.
true.
I know. But I think there's people make everything so black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad if you do this.
Yeah.
It's good if you do this. And that's not how it is. It's what you want for yourself. For God's sakes, do whatever it's coming out. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, as long as it doesn't hurt someone else.
Right.
Don't you think? Although then I see people who go to extreme, and then I think mental illness, and I think, where are you going that is supporting this? But is it a doctor's job to say no?
I see what you mean. I mean, like, even for me, I sell clothing, right? That's one of the things. And there's obviously an overconsumption of buying clothing. Do I tell somebody, you know what, and I actually did this to one of my customers. I'm like, are you sure you need that? Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know your closet at this point. And she just looked at me like, are you kidding me? I know. Some of the things. But
no. This is a very good question.
It's not my place. It's not our place to tell somebody they shouldn't buy that. They shouldn't do that. They need to adult themselves.
They do. But at what point does it become the responsibility? Is there ever a point where it becomes the responsibility of the service provider to say no? The responsibility of the person who, say you know this person and you know she's a shopaholic. Yep. Is it your responsibility to say no to her when she comes in?
And sometimes I'll guide. Try to gentle suggestion type thing.
So
it's like the bartender. I mean, at some point they cut it off, but that is by law as well.
Right. So the Botox injector, the plastic surgeon, the fitness instructor, anything like that. Is there a point where they have a responsibility to say, I think you've had enough. I think we need to stop. I don't feel comfortable providing this for you anymore. Is this something that is you just decide yourself? Is there some kind of higher moral direction that we should all follow to say no?
Who's creating these morals? By the way, that nobody wants to follow anymore because we're all based on money, let's make some money. So, right? So it's like, this is a good question.
Maddie, what do you think?
Ooh, let's hear it.
Honestly, do you think, she wasn't listening to us. Look at her freaking face, Rhonda. Rhonda, take a picture of Maddie not being caught, not listening to us. You're so red.
But we love Maddie.
Of course. Yeah. I don't blame her for not listening to us.
We might be boring. Okay, if we're boring, then we've lost our customer.
I think we were talking about, is there a moral responsibility for a service provider, whether it's a retail store owner, a fitness instructor, a chef, a med spa plastic surgeon, to tell a client, no more, it's enough, you've gone too far?
I have my own mic now, so I get to jump in on
You
things.
do?
Yes. I think that there is a place for that, yes. If you're like an injector, let's say someone with the biggest lips you've ever seen walks in, you have to tell them no, because it's like a reflection of you and your business. And if they're going to go out and say that this person did my lips, that's a poor reflection on you. So if you're
But right, but they're not being altruistic. They're not thinking about the person. They're thinking about themselves. So, right?
Didn't think of it that way.
They're thinking about, oh, this doesn't look good on me. And of course, someone would do that. And maybe they're messing up the integrity of the skin on the lips. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. So maybe there's that. But is there a moral responsibility?
I believe if it's going to be a reflection of the things you're putting out into the world, then it's also your job to
kind of navigate and to keep
maybe
people like say, hey, you're enough.
Yeah.
And then how do you say that?
If you're-
because people get their feelings hurt.
I'm thinking like if you're somebody who trains bodybuilders
Right.
and your client is, their sugar levels are low and they're going to the hospital. Maybe you did something wrong somewhere. It's a reflection on.
Okay, what about someone who trains bodybuilders and they are they're getting to the point where they're going too far. So you think the fitness instructor or the trainers has a responsibility to say, I will not train you today. Today is your off day, and I have no idea how bodybuilding training works. Maybe this
It's
is not a
just
thing.
like a reflection of your work.
Right.
So
it's not, but that's not a moral. That's again about the person. It's you don't believe they have a moral obligation to do that to help that person.
I think if they're
part
if
of
they
their job.
are at risk physically, like health wise, right?
Right.
Whether it's the med spa, Botox situation to
But that's easy. What if they're not at risk physically? What if they just want to look crazy, or they
maybe we have to ask them that, like, so as your bodybuilding, they get to a certain point and you're like, are you wanting to do shows? Are you wanting to create
Right.
a YouTube video? I mean, what's your goal here, and how can we do this
so
to keep you healthy?
It really becomes individually, an
does.
individual basis, understanding is this person, that's when the mental health comes in, and then I'm not a mental health provider, you're not a mental health provider, Maddie's not, so do we start making decisions based upon, obviously this person's
Or do we just
obsessive?
keep having them come back and spend
taking
the
the
money? Woo! Right?
yeah.
I don't know.
a good question.
There's probably no good answer. It probably depends upon the person.
Yeah.
But
But I think it's a good question that all of us business owners should be asking is,
no matter what.
No matter
Even if you're going and you're like, yeah, I want new tires because my tires got dirty. I knew someone who didn't like dirty tires and would get new tires the minute they got a little scuffy.
yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah. No, I've had the tire
come
guy
on.
go like, you have plenty of
Oh, was it
tread."
you?
No, no, you should see me. I live on a farm. Like we're down to threads, but and then sometimes I look at the tire guys and they're like, "Oh no, it's time to replace them." My husband looks at him and goes, "Really?" So
That's what they tell me every time I go in.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
it's
interesting.
time.
Well, I have
would-
car anxiety.
What does that mean?
Have you ever heard of car anxiety? Like,
I hate driving anxiety.
no,
It's not anxiety.
I like to drive. I'm fine with that. It's the minute I buy a car, there's something wrong with it. Like the tranny's been going out in my Mercedes since the day I bought it. And so my kids, my husband all tease me, so how's the tranny? And I'm like, I swear I'm
so it's not, you just think it is.
well, because I've had a tranny go out on a previous vehicle and it happens in the middle of the road, like gear 3 just grinds to a halt.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And so I do baby this one. I do think there's a tranny issue, but I've learned to. But yeah, from my tires, I'll be like, oh no, it's slippery on the road. It just rained, dingle hopper. Yeah, nope, I need new tires. That's it. Or, oh, I need new brakes because, I mean, I come up with all sorts of things.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's this. So, I would like to hear your people, if they want to weigh in, is what responsibility they think providers have in any situation to say when enough is enough. platforms. We're putting ads in these things. If you are struggling, if you're a small business owner, or you want to start up your own business and you don't know where to begin, and it is confusing out there, Vitality Ventures Group works with small business owners all throughout the country. Shoot us an email. What's the email, Maddie?
Hello at Vitality Ventures Group.
Hello at vitalityventuresgroup.com. We can help answer your questions. Every consultation is free in the beginning, so we can just chat with you. Or if you have a business and you don't know how to grow to the next level, we can work on that with you as well. So vitalityventuresgroup.com. Hello at Vitality Ventures Group, and we'll talk to you soon.
Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, Maddie says follow us on Instagram at Vitality Ventures Group.
Hi, I'm Rhonda at Hallstrom Home. We own a very trendy home lifestyle brand. I'm just going to say, check us out on Instagram. It's where I hang out. It's that simple.
What's your website?
HallstromHome.com.
Yeah. Well, they're not all .coms, my dear.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Rhonda at HallstromHome.com. That's my email.
Okay. Hi, this is Shannon again, and I wanted to talk to you about Med Spa Mastery. Med Spa Mastery is a division of Vitality Ventures Group and is focused completely on helping med spas start, grow, and expand. And medspamastery.co is a blog heavy website. We also have free resources on there that will help your med spa. Everything from, receptionist script to Fitzpatrick skin tests. We have tools that will help your med spa grow, like the Med Spa Match personalized treatment recommender.
That sounds amazing.
It is amazing. It's a win-win-win. Win for clients, win for med spas.
What you do, and I'm like, I want to own a med spa just because I see what you can do for them.
So we've been working with med spas and building and growing them for, 5-6 years, maybe more than that, under Vitality Ventures Group. So you can visit us and contact us. Contact at medspamastery.co, or you can send me an email. I'm doing it, Shannon at vitalityventuresgroup.com. We'll have a little chat. And you can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Ventures. And we'll see you soon.
I'm Maddie. You haven't heard me on the mic yet, but I am the one behind everything with the video, the sound, the photos, production, uploading. Is there anything else?
Maddie is our producer, our media producer.
I do everything on the back end, so it's kind of cool to have an opportunity now to be up front. But let's see, you can follow me on Instagram, Vitality Lens, and then also you can find me on LinkedIn, Maddie Riley.